your school?
John Grosh, Jacksonville State University.
Tell us what it's been like since you took over as head coach at JSU.
Well, it's been exciting for me personally, this time of my life, what a blessing. But, I think smooth transition. I think continuity in a program is, key essential. So our guys we're like we're going into the second off season, in January, spring training, a lot of familiarity with what we're doing, in all phases of our, program. So I think a smooth transition, and I think you'd ask our guys that, they would tell you that. But that's been a good thing just to build on, and what a complete change for them. So it's been a positive thing.
Perfect. You went to school at JSU. How is it being able to be the head coach of your alma mater?
Wow, what a great opportunity. I love JSU. I'm an alumni. My wife is an alumni. So I don't know if many guys can say they're blessed enough to have been the coach at their high school alma mater and their college alma mater. I'd like to do a poll across the country and kind of see if there's another guy that's done that. But what an awesome blessing, and it's been a great thing just to be back around JSU for the last 18 months, and hadn't spent a lot of time there since I graduated. But it's been a good thing.
Great. Tell us about JSU's playoff run last year and when you were the team's offense coordinator.
What an awesome run we had. It was so enjoyable as a coach just to watch our football team from a young team at the beginning of the season, and when you were young, didn't have any experience, and we won some overtime games, lost the overtime game, first OVC game, so to Murray State, and watch that team grow from that point, to making the playoffs. To win the first ever, playoff games in the school's history, and to watch OVC, win its first playoff games. What a ride it was, and we was a couple plays away, from playing in the semifinals. So it was just a great representation of our university. So it was an awesome, thing to be a part of, and to watch a group of men. That's what you coach for. Watch a group of men peak at the right time and capitalize on the opportunity that they were given. And I think our football team, 2013 team, did that. And they made the most of the opportunity they were given.
So your team's big favorite in the preseason. Talk to me, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Elaborate a little more.
Oh, I think it's a great thing. I told our team the other day, I mean, who would like to be, I think, fourth and sixth in 2 national polls and, pick to win the OVC? How many other teams in our conference, how many other teams in the country would like to have the opportunity, be sitting where we're sitting at? So, again, we're given an opportunity, what we do with it. And 2014 team hadn't done anything yet. So, to me, that has no teeth, the polls and the preseason ranking. But it goes along with where our goals are as a program and where we want to be. So we want to continue to be at top of our conference, top in the nation preseason-wise. That just tells you we're doing our job as a football team and a staff and representing our school as best our ability. But like I said, it's going to be a good thing. And I think, people get into, you pick one and you're going to get everybody's A game, But, hey, we're going to get everybody's A game anyway. So I'd rather be picked to win the conference.
Great. What do you like most about your team this year?
I think the maturity of our team. We were dealing with a young team last year. The maturity of our team, the character on our team, and the leadership is grown so much in 18 months. And I think you've seen that at the end of last season, and I've been watching it every day in the off season. Our guys are just, doing their job. They're taking care of business every day, just as a person, as a student and as a player. So they've worked tremendously hard. So that's a comforting feeling going into the season as a coach, is to know your team is going to give you their best every day.
As far as challenges go, what's going to be your team's biggest challenge going into the season?
Well, I'll give you the coach's cliche this time of year, depth. But it is true. And if you ask any coach across the country at any level, I think that would be a major concern. We still have depth issues, across the field. Some position we have a lot more depth than others, but, we just got to continue to get better every day and build that depth. And some guys that, have got to get to where they can get on the field for us, because it's all about how many people you can play during the game. If everybody we take on the travel squad or we dress can contribute to the team on game day, that's what we want. So I think that's a key issue. And of course, this is the injury bug. I think every championship you look back at a team, it's their ability to stay healthy through the season. So I think that's the key issues. I think our team is going to have the desire to get better every day and not peak halfway through the season or at the end of the season, but be peaking at the right time. And I think that's just challenging ourselves daily to be the best we can be.
Great answer. What's your general impression of the OVC race this year?
Wow, parity. I mean, I just think, the parity in our conference right now, even to compete nationally, is a big thing. And we've seen it last year, going in. There's just a lot of good football teams. There's not a bad football team in our conference. And you better bring your A game, every Saturday, because it's minute. I think in the 4 or 5 plays it wins and loses a game. So you're going to you may bring your A game and could still lose. So I mean, it's just minute of the plays that you make on Saturday that determine a win and a loss in the OVC. I just don't think there's going to be a lot of lopsided wins. And I think from the bottom of the conference to the middle of the conference to the top of the conference, there's just so much parity there that you better play ball every Saturday. And I think coming out who's going to win it is one that does that most consistently.
What will it take for your team to be in the championship hunt this year?
Again, it goes back to that consistency. I think its ability to show it once we get into conference play is be able to play consistent, every week and don't have that road game or that home game where you just don't play well and overlook anybody. I think that that's going to be the ability to be able to play our best every Saturday. And, we always talk a lot about turnovers, I think our guys are going to play hard, but it'll come down to if we can protect the football, and we can get some takeaways. I think it's going to be big in this conference because the margin of, winning and losing is going to be so close that that's going to be a big key there. And just improvement. I think we had that young team that improved so much throughout the season. I think it's same thing with a more veteran team, more experience coming back. I think you still got to improve every day, every week, and hopefully this team will be able to do that. But I think that's the key to winning the conference is a team that plays the most consistently every Saturday.
Tell us a little bit about your schedule and how it's going to play out this year.
Well, how about a debut opening up at Michigan State for your debut as a head coach? Wow. But we didn't get to play one of those games last year, but I think that in our schedule is really going to help us. I think our guys are excited about getting to play, that type of a game in a Big Ten setting, on a Friday night carried by the Big Ten Network. That game, I think, is going to help us because it's going to be like a playoff game, and we won't play anybody better at the FCS level than Michigan State. Michigan State is grown into a top 5 national team. It's just not like a Michigan State of old. They have done a fantastic job, of recruiting and coaching there. Big Ten champs last year, Rose Bowl champs last year. Finished, I think, 2nd in the polls last year. Preseason, I think 3rd and 4th in some polls. So I think that game is going to really help us to open the season up, and we're kind of building it like that, kind of like a playoff game. And I think those non-conference games are going to help us. We play UT Chattanooga the 2nd game. 2 tough road games. So we'll treat those kind of like playoff games, kind of tune-up playoff games deal. And we'll come back, we got an open week, and then we got West Alabama at home before we go into conference play. So I think the strength of our conference helps you out in the playoffs too, because I mean you're going to play the 4th or 5th place team in our conference is like a first-round game. I think that's the strength of the OVC right now. So that's a blessing. I think our schedule will help us definitely.